In February 1995, in Colorado, USA, the largest airport in the United States officially went into operation. But strangely enough, this massive international airport has attracted the attention of many, not because of its vast area, heavy passenger traffic, or how grand and modern the equipment is, but because for many years there have been numerous bizarre and mysterious rumors about this airport. Moreover, all of these rumors cannot be separated from a massive underground force long believed to be manipulating the world. The airport was completed in 1995, and in the same year, Steve also released the New World Order card, the Illuminati card. These signs all suggest one thing: this airport is not an ordinary one. So what secrets are actually hidden in this airport? What connection does it have to the Freemasons and the Illuminati? The key point is that during the process of gathering information, we noticed an incredibly shocking secret. This secret is even tied to the true purpose of the space race between the US and the Soviet Union, and even the death of Kennedy cannot be separated from it. And most importantly, are all the secret plans unfolding across the world somehow related to each of us? Maybe you think they have nothing to do with you, but your thoughts might change. The headquarters of the Freemasons, the entrance to the underground world, the base of the lizard people, the main facility of aliens, all these titles refer to the same place. Today, let's talk about the most mysterious airport in the world, Denver Airport. The capital of Colorado is an extremely beautiful city. Because it lies right next to the Rocky Mountains, Denver has the highest elevation above sea level of any city in the United States. In 2016, Denver was even named the most livable city in the entire country. However, no one expected that this so-called American paradise would hide such astonishing mysteries. In 1995, the city government of Denver built the largest airport in the United States and the second largest in the world, with a total area reaching 140 square kilometers. Do you know how big 140 square kilometers is? That area is twice the size of Manhattan, equivalent to 11 Hong Kong airports, or over 400 Noi airports. But what's even harder to believe is that not just back then, but even today, the total population of Colorado is only just over 5 million. In terms of population, Colorado ranks 21st among U.S. states, yet it owns the largest airport in the country. Moreover, when this airport was being built, Denver already had another airport, Stapleton International Airport, which was only 6 kilometers away from the new one. The capacity of that airport hadn't even reached its limit yet. In other words, Denver didn't actually need another airport. Initially, the projected cost of building this airport was $2 billion. But by the time it was nearly completed, the actual construction cost had risen to $4.8 billion. The completion was also delayed by 16 months. So, what does $4.8 billion really mean? To put it simply, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, one of the most luxurious and iconic architectural works in the world, cost only $1.5 billion. That means building Denver Airport cost the equivalent of 3 Burj Khalifas. But there's one remarkable point. Despite such a massive cost and an area of 140 square kilometers, Denver International Airport only serves civil aviation. Meanwhile, the second largest airport in the U.S., Los Angeles International Airport, has only 14 square kilometers, but features up to 9 civil aviation terminals. Could it be that the $4.8 billion was only spent to build a large empty field and a basic airport? At the time, people began to ask the question, exactly where did that $4.8 billion go? And what events occurred that caused the project to be delayed by 16 months? However, these issues were never addressed by the city government. Time passed and people gradually forgot about it, until February 16, 2007. On the morning of that day, someone discovered that the windshields of 14 planes at Denver Airport had all shattered. This incident required the involvement of an official aircraft accident investigation unit. But even the experts themselves could not determine the cause behind the phenomenon. As you know, aircraft windshields are extremely tough, designed to withstand severe temperatures and pressure. Even under extreme sub-zero conditions, they should not experience any problems at all. However, windshields that are normally extremely durable all shattered in just one night. At that time, some suspected that it might have been caused by a frequency beyond human hearing. But could Denver Airport really possess such a unique frequency? This strange incident once again reminded people of the long-standing rumors surrounding Denver Airport. If people were to vote for the most mysterious airport in the world, Denver would likely top the list. In an era of heightened aviation safety awareness, it seems that only Denver Airport dares to publicly display demonic symbols, representing hell, right within the airport grounds. Not only that, but the airport also features a statue of Anubis, one of the most important gods of death in ancient Egypt, known for guiding souls on their journey to the afterlife. The statue is located right at the airport entrance. Next to the runway is a massive sculpture of a wild horse known as Blue Mustang. This was the first piece of public art installed at the airport in 1993. Some people nicknamed the horse Blue Lucifer due to its fierce blue color combined with the name Lucifer, the demon referenced in the Bible. Conspiracy theorists believe this sculpture represents one of the four horsemen from the Book of Revelation, the horsemen of death. In the Book of Revelation, it is written that a fiery red horse would carry a rider who brings slaughter upon mankind. The horse at this airport has red neon lights embedded in its eyes, and at night, its eyes glow with an eerie red light that looks terrifying. Additionally, Luis Jimenez, the artist who created the horse, tragically died in 2006 when a piece of the horse's head fell on his leg, causing massive blood loss due to a severed artery. Because of this, some believe Luis Jimenez may have been cursed by the very statue he created. Yet despite its frightening backstory, the statue still stands prominently at Denver Airport. If you think that's already shocking enough, there's more. Someone discovered a stone plaque hidden in a corner of the airport, and on that plaque is the logo of the Freemasons. The inscription states that the true financial backer of this airport's construction wasn't the city of Denver, but rather the New World Airport Commission. Yes, you heard that right. According to what's written on the plaque, the entire $4.8 billion project was funded more than 20 years ago by the Freemasons. But what's strange is that some people, after investigating carefully, discovered that the so-called New World Airport Commission simply does not exist. And the date engraved on the stone is 1994. If you add all 6 digits together, you get the number 33. Those familiar with the Freemasons will know that 33 is the number representing the highest rank within the organization. The plaque also clearly states that the real name of this airport is not Denver Airport, but New World Airport. And New World has always been the ultimate goal pursued by both the Freemasons and the Illuminati. Nowadays, many people believe that Hitler was actually one of the members of the Illuminati. For centuries, this secretive organization has continuously expanded its influence across various fields, step by step, in order to achieve its ultimate objective, the construction of a new world reserved only for the chosen ones. And when we observe the entire layout of Denver Airport, we can indeed see many symbols resembling Nazi iconography, along with bizarre paintings scattered throughout the terminal. There are also bizarre murals hanging throughout the airport. Some believe that these murals reveal the stages of a larger plan. The first step is eliminate chaos, preserve the elite. In the painting, we can see refugees living underground, a mother crying as she holds her child, waves of gray crashing down, and a man dressed in military uniform with a gas mask. In his right hand, he holds a sword that kills the dove of peace, and in his left, he grips an AK-47 ready to fire. Many people believe this figure represents the devil carrying out the plan. The second step is arranging the chosen ones onto a ship. In the background of the painting, we see glaring sunlight and horrific destruction. Besides plants, all kinds of animals, whales, sea turtles, leopards, penguins, are dead. There are also 3 children crying beside an open coffin. Inside the coffin are 2 women and a young girl. Upon close inspection, we see that the black woman on the left is holding a rattle staff, symbolizing Africa, and under her body are zebra patterns. The woman in the middle is holding a nest, representing Native Americans, surrounded by animals. The peaceful-looking girl on the right is draped in the flag of Israel. It is said that the Freemasons are most averse to black people, Native Americans, and Jews. The world above is under attack, yet there is a group of children holding transparent boxes that contain various animals. These selected people and animals will ultimately be safe and reach a place called the New World. Many began to realize that perhaps the Illuminati's plan is a reenactment of the Great Flood. Only this time, thousands of years later, the Ark has been replaced with underground shelters. What's important is that this theory was actually confirmed by a witness. In 2010, a retired construction worker named Stu Weber agreed to be interviewed. The interview was conducted by BuzzFeed, a well-known American media outlet. Stu Weber revealed that back in the 1990s, he participated in the construction of Denver Airport. But unlike others who worked on the visible structures above ground, he was part of the team building the tunnels beneath the airport. He said that at the time, he and the other workers were told these tunnels were for wastewater disposal. But if these tunnels were truly built for wastewater disposal, then this must be the largest sewage system in the world. The width of these pipes reaches up to 12 meters, and the height is 16 meters. For comparison, the width of a typical highway lane is about 3.25 to 3.5 meters, which means this underground system is wider than 3 traffic lanes combined, and its height exceeds that of a 5-story building. What's more, the area surrounding the airport is mostly empty land with no residential zones. So why would such a massive drainage system be necessary? Calling it a sewage system might be less convincing than calling it an underground bunker. And not only that, Stu Weber also mentioned that in the northeast corner of the main terminal, there were originally 5 buildings. Strangely, right after they were completed, numerous excavators were brought in to bury the buildings entirely. Officials offered a vague explanation, saying the buildings had been constructed by mistake. Today, those 5 buildings are buried 18 meters underground, and no one truly knows what they were for. Finally, Stu Weber told the journalist that back in the day, the underground project was enormous. The contractor he worked under was responsible for only a portion of the tunnels. Many other contractors were assigned to different tunnels and other projects. Furthermore, they were strictly forbidden from speaking or interacting with workers in other areas. These statements from Stu Weber helped explain many of the questions people had for years, including why the airport's size is so vast and why the construction ended up taking more than 16 months longer than planned, because in reality, it was actually a massive underground shelter, and this shelter could very well be a refuge intended for the elite members of the Freemasons and the Illuminati in case of emergency. On September 27, 2011, U.S. President Barack Obama suddenly appeared at Denver Airport without any prior notice, and he stayed there for the entire day. Since the trip didn't include any scheduled press interviews, no one knew the real reason behind this sudden visit. However, some people noticed that this time frame also coincided with the moment the doomsday comet Elenin came closest to Earth. Many people couldn't help but exclaim, "Did the president actually descend into the legendary underground bunker?" Since Obama never explained the event, combined with Stu Weber testimony, more and more people believe that what lies beneath Denver Airport is far from simple. However, the mysteries of Colorado don't stop at the Denver Airport. Hidden beneath Cheyenne Mountain, about 143 kilometers away from the airport, lies the world's largest and most advanced surveillance center. Although it's located deep under Royal Mountain, this facility can monitor over 8,000 satellites in the sky and global nuclear weapon systems with ease. That is NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command. NORAD is known as the most heavily fortified military base in the world. In comparison, even Area 51, which is often talked about, seems insignificant. Based on publicly available documents, we now know that this command center is located 600 meters below Cheyenne Mountain. Inside this massive cavern are up to 15 high-rise buildings, and the internal tunnels have widths and heights reaching 15 meters. Given all this, the idea of tunnels beneath Denver Airport doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore, does it? Since Cheyenne Mountain is made of extremely hard granite rock, the command center built within it is capable of withstanding even nuclear bomb attacks in emergencies. Not only is it protected by an incredibly solid shell, but it also stores a large supply of food, has a virtually limitless water source, and is equipped with multiple power generators. Even in the event of a doomsday scenario, this base could sustain itself entirely. For years, many have suspected that such a critical military installation, being so close to the mysterious Denver airport, may not be a coincidence. Could the two be secretly connected? Today, most people agree that the original reason for establishing NORAD was due to the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union. In 1957, the USSR launched the first artificial satellite into space, which shocked the US. As a result, in 1958, America quickly established NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, to monitor Soviet space activity. That's the official explanation from the government. But let's try listening to a different version. First, let's go back to the year 1899. That year, Nikola Tesla reportedly discovered a strange and unidentified signal. Following this, top scientists from around the world began detecting unidentified flying objects in Earth's skies. That object is what's now known as the Black Knight. To clarify, the Black Knight, or Black Knight satellite, is a mysterious space object orbiting Earth in a polar trajectory. UFO researchers believe it has existed for around 13,000 years and may have extraterrestrial origins. No one has determined who it belongs to or how it was launched. According to American space scientists, the Black Knight emitted continuous radio signals for about 50 years before going silent. It is believed to have been manufactured long ago. Scientists from many countries have shown great interest in this object. There are rumors that Nikola Tesla was the first to receive a repeating radio transmission in 1899, which he believed came from space, using a high-voltage radio device he built in Colorado Springs. After 1940, reports of UFO sightings appeared all over the world, and there were even claims of crashed UFOs, the most famous being the Roswell incident in 1947. Following the increasing frequency of these sightings, the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union officially began in 1955. This raised suspicions about what the two countries were really competing for. Was it truly about global dominance, or was there something more mysterious behind it? We all know the space race reached two major milestones: the launch of the first artificial satellite and the moon landing. Interestingly, these are also the two places where the Black Knight satellite is said to appear most frequently. And right after the US landed on the moon, they announced they would end all further lunar missions, citing budget constraints. At the time, even many Americans found that explanation hard to believe. Returning to 1955, the year the space race officially began, it was also the year Area 51 was established under the directive of President Eisenhower. 3 years later, in 1958, also under the direction of President Eisenhower, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, was established. And in the same year, Eisenhower also founded NASA. If you pay attention, you'll notice that all of these actions seem to point to one thing. They were all initiated under President Eisenhower's authority. So, do you know who succeeded Eisenhower? It was President John F. Kennedy, who was tragically assassinated in 1963. Some have noted that just 10 days before his assassination, during a speech at Columbia University, Kennedy mentioned that he had deceived the American people and was preparing to reveal the truth. Sadly, he was killed before he could make that announcement. In 2017, Donald Trump promised to reveal the truth behind Kennedy's assassination, but in the end, he also did not fully disclose it. Although the truth continues to be delayed, I believe many of you watching this far may have started to grasp something deeper. Many things are like that. When you get caught up in analyzing individual events, it's hard to see the bigger picture. But when you step back and view everything in a broader context, the truth behind many events begins to emerge. While we've always thought that Area 51 was the secret base between aliens and the US government, we may not have realized that they've already moved to locations even more secretive. No one can say for sure whether Denver Airport is one of those places, but to some extent, it definitely harbors mysteries that are even more shocking. And inside Denver Airport, on the Freemason stone plaque, there is an inscription beneath it that mentions a time capsule. This capsule is said to be sealed and cannot be opened until the year 2094. Could it be that the truth we're searching for lies within that very time capsule? The most puzzling part is, why 2094? What do you think? If you have thoughts to share, feel free to leave a comment below this video. And that's where we'll end today's discussion. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.